What's up, pool guys and gals? We got a really special video for you today, how to vacuum a pool. We're gonna show you the difference between these two vacuums. Let's get it. What you want, it's a Pentair rainbow vacuum head. And this one, I'll put the link below, it's off Amazon. After we net, we always go after the bottom. You're gonna set up our vacuum. This is a 50-foot hose, so when we're vacuuming the pool, all the suction is gonna be determined by the pump speed, the filter, and what the valves are set at. So we're gonna go just double check and make sure that the skimmer line has enough suction on it to make us get all these big leaves out of the pool. So when we're looking at the valves, all the water for the pool is gonna end up in this pump. So I always feel the easiest way to figure out what the valves are is to work back from the pump. So if we're gonna go back here, we get to this T right here, go down, this would be the skimmer. This is everything, this would be off, this is wide open. So if this was turned, the skimmer would be off. This is wide open, that's what we want for system vacuuming. This right here is the cleaner and the main drain. So right now the cleaner is off and then the main drain has most of the suction. If we wanted to get more suction out of the skimmer, we can actually turn it, but this has these little tabs in it, so it won't actually turn. A little trick is you loosen this up right here. We can loosen it up just enough to pull the handle up where the tabs won't engage, and we can actually turn this around right here so we can isolate the whole system to just the skimmer. That's gonna make it have so much suction that I'm gonna really be struggling, but it's gonna give you guys a good video, so let's do it. Here, brush attachment. So I prefer to use the brush head. I've been doing this for 10 years and I found that this works the best. Most of the time when you're gonna use the system vacuum, it's because the pool is dusty and it's something you actually need to brush up into the vacuum head to get it to the filter. The other alternative, if you're doing a startup or a new pool surface, you should be using a brush vacuum head, and this video is for you. This one's on Amazon. I'll put the link below in the description. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put this in the pool. I like to teeter-totter it over the edge. This wants to sit in the water just below the water line. When we're priming the vacuum hose, you have to remember that all this water has to end up in the pump over there. If this is sitting on the bottom of the pool, it's got to pull a lot further up to get to the pump. So we like to have it at surface level, just like it's like a skimmer or anything else. It's gonna help it prime a lot quicker. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make this pole really long. The longer, the better. We're gonna put it over the pool. We're gonna set it just like this. And it's gonna teeter on that. We're gonna find the other end. This particular hose, the yellow end is the swivel end. The white end is fixed. We're gonna kick all our hose in. There's two ways to prime this vacuum hose. We can simply find a jet at the pool, stick the hose up to the jet, fill up the hose until all the bubbles come out of it, and then we could do it that way, or we could actually push the hose down into the water, and we can fill it that way as well. So I'm gonna show you a few ways to do it. I'm gonna just take this vacuum hose. You see all of it's over here. Our vacuum head's sitting just below the surface. And we're gonna stick this up to here. With the high pressure jet, this is gonna be your easiest way. You can see as the hose is filling, all the air is coming out of the other end. Once those bubbles stop, it's gonna be ready to prime. You can see our vacuum's just below the surface still, it's perfect. We're gonna take your hand and cup the top of this as we find the skimmer. We're gonna pull out the skimmer basket if you haven't done so already. This is always gonna go down through here. I've seen a lot of people put it over the top. Don't do that. Go through here, and when it clicks off and it's priming itself, or if it ever comes out, that end of that vacuum isn't gonna come out, or the end of the hose is not gonna come out like this. And you're not gonna be walking around with the vacuum, not sucking anything. So you wanna take the hose and you wanna pull the hose back through the skimmer hole. That's why we wanna go through the skimmer hole and not over it, because we can't do that if we go over it. This is normally the way I do it, just holding the very end and pushing it down, coming up, making a loop in it, and going back down. pushing it all the way to the bottom. And you can see our whole line is sunk. Do one more. And then this would go to the skimmer the same way. We also can prime the hose. You're coming to the end right here. You get the vacuum in, we can just push this entire hose link down like this to the bottom and work the whole cord down. See, when it's coiled like this, it's kind of springy. So you can just work the whole cord down. Which is a lot more difficult, in my opinion. And then you get to the end here, and then once you get to the end, you're gonna fill up the very end of it. Up through. As soon as we attach our vacuum to the skimmer line, we're gonna watch the jets. When it's priming, the jets are all gonna stop in the pool, and then when the jets start up, we're gonna know that the prime is full on the pump and we're ready to vacuum. So with this vacuum, we just wanna work it to the middle of the pool. That's about as much control as we have with it. So you wanna always keep it pressed against the pool surface. We're gonna start on one end of the pool and work all the way down. Basically, the way to do it is, we're gonna push this out and keep it pressed against. We're gonna get to the middle of the pool and we're gonna come back, okay? You wanna have this hand up here straight. This hand is gonna be straight, pushing against the pole, while this hand is gonna be doing a bicep curl. So you wanna have this hand right here, this hand straight. You're basically just pushing against the pole, and you just wanna bicep curl back to you with the vacuum head. Now when I go forward, I'll actually, a lot of times, put my knee out and I'll use my knee as leverage and I'll push against my knee while pulling back down on the back of the pole with this and keeping it pressed against on the front with this. So I'm gonna be working it forward off of my knee. And then, like I said before, straight arm up here, bicep curl back. And you get a little rhythm. Good. Whole side is completely clean. The nice thing about this brush attachment is if this was a green pool or a startup or anything where we have dust on the walls or algae on the walls, you can use this brush and you can actually flex it against the wall like this, and we can go all the way down, push it up, just up and down. You want to keep this top hand straight, completely straight the whole time, and you're just kind of doing a little bicep curl with your other hand. If it was this way, we would do it the same way. Top hand's always gonna be straight. This one's gonna be doing a bicep curl up and down. You wanna keep this brush flush and tight against the wall. If it flops around, it's gonna make a dust cloud. And go all the way down on the wall right here. I'm gonna show you how it's done. Top hand's gonna be straight. We got the pole nice and long. Gonna go down and up. Down and up. And the main thing with this hand that we're doing the bicep curl with is, you want to use this hand to keep it flush against the pole. So pull against the pole, and we're pushing against the pole with the top hand. As the pole gets a little deeper, you gotta use those legs. Bend down a little bit, but keep your top hand just in the same exact spot. And use your bottom hand to move it around and keep it pushed against the pole. See, every time I go down and up, I'm stepping over. Okay, so we got this whole side. We're gonna show you how to do it with the rolling vacuum now. So we're gonna pull this out. As we pull it out, you're gonna see the cord slowly get air into it, We're gonna watch that coil flow all the way up until it goes into the skimmer basket here. When it does, we're gonna pull it out, and that's gonna get all that water out of there. Could have dirt, debris, stuff like that that could end up back in the pool. So just pull it right to the basket right now. We're gonna walk back to our skimmer. Sometimes you have to run. The line's gonna go. We're gonna wait for the line to go up, see as it's floating. Once it floats to here, we're gonna pull it out. Take this off. See our brush attachment. This one's gonna swivel. You wanna wait for when you're priming the hose is the bubbles coming out of the bottom of the vacuum head. When the vacuum head, the bubbles come out of the vacuum head, it's gonna be ready to vacuum anything. So you wanna take the hose, and you wanna pull the hose back through the skimmer hole. So we wanna always be aware of our surroundings with the vacuum. Make sure your pole is in. The nice thing about this vacuum is it's a weighted vacuum, so it's gonna stay on the bottom. So we don't have to do as much pressing it against the floor. It'll do it on its own. We're just gonna work it back and forth in a nice, smooth motion. And this vacuum head can actually work across the pool because it is weighted, so it will stay in the pool when you get past the middle mark. And we're gonna push it all the way down. We're gonna basically vacuum the pool from left to right or right to left, or however it is, but you're gonna go in one direction. One direction's a great band. This vacuum is more suitable for heavy debris in the bottom of the pool. It glides over it a lot easier. The bristles of the brush head kind of stick to the leaves. This one glides right over it, and it has a larger hole to pick everything up. Gonna put our pole in for these vacuums. They're a little heavier. We don't want to bend the pole. So when we system vacuum the pool, there's not a magical leaf fairy that's gonna come and take all the leaves that we vacuumed up. They all have to go somewhere. And that place is inside this pump basket. So do not forget to empty your pump basket, because everything that you just vacuumed up is gonna end up right here. We're gonna empty that, show you what's in it. The trick with opening these is I like to hit it and open it like this. Like both hands are gonna hit it at the same time. This hand's gonna go back, this hand's gonna go forward. We're gonna take this, swish it up and down. And there's everything we took out of there. I like to make a mess in the equipment decks, so we like to just bring our net over, and we're gonna just empty the basket right in there. On a flat surface, you can bang it as long as this is completely flat, or you'll break a piece off of it if it hits in a corner of it. There we go, we're nice and clean. Gonna go back in. This ridge always has to be in place. Gonna make sure your O-ring's nice and lubed in here. We never put it in like this. We always wanna make a plus sign with it. See the plus sign? Gonna start it back up, we're good to go. Once you're done vacuuming, it's totally okay to have to go and spot clean a few leaves that wouldn't go through the vacuum head or anything like that. The main thing we're focused on when we're vacuuming the pool is we're going after the dust that's in the pool. The fine stuff that our hammerhead or riptide vacuums won't pick up. But if you're a homeowner, you're gonna be doing this system vacuuming every single time, so you're gonna be in way better shape because you're gonna be picking up that dust every single time you vacuum your pool. So we just finished up. We showed you the brush head and then our normal rolling vacuum head. Now this is the best one you can get. This is what you want. It's a Pentair rainbow vacuum head. And this one, I'll put the link below. It's off Amazon. This is one of the things that's overlooked so many times. It's so easy to throw another vacuum in or put something else or just net the pool. But there's that fine dust that we need to pick up and bring it to the filter. Hopefully you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next week.